Hi friends, welcome to My Giant Life. This is the theme, Would You Show Me? So it's all about wood, and I thought trees, forest, and that kind of thing. I'm using some washi tape here that was given to me in Happy Mail, using gesso as an adhesive, more or less, and I'm going to put that washi tape down and make myself a little branchy forest. So what I do is I'm just flying around here and getting it tangled up, but what mostly I do is I try to put the washi tape down. I tear from the top down a bit to thin it out the top of the trees, and then add my branches from the leftover pieces. So I'm just using what I've been given in mail, so there's half the size. I only had half for the half the canvas, but then I flip it over, make it go all the way to the top, and then whatever I have left over, there's my branch. So that works. Here's a thick piece of washi tape, and again it goes a little over half, and then I just use that to make it longer and then tear up my branches like that. So it just makes it go longer and just got a cool, neat little texture of mixed media, something just really collagey look to it, and I really like that. And I just keep doing the same thing throughout, and just pushed a little bit of gesso on my trees and use that as an adhesive just to get my little ends in there to glue down so they're not popping up. And keep doing it. So that's my fun. That was my fun relieving, getting rid of washi and just kind of playing with it. I could have went on and on with these trees. They were really getting addictive. They're a fun little thing to do. So that was my start of the whole thing, and I could have done this before and added some color before, but I didn't want to. I just kind of thought, well, I'm going to add a little bit here and there, really water it down. And in my brown, it's a kind of a reddish brown, and it's all DecoArt. Let's read it. This one was Antiquing Cream. I just grabbed what looked brown, and it was the English Red. And then the other one that I grabbed, I believe, was the green. And I'm just throwing some stripes here with the gesso. The other one was blue-green in acrylic, fluid acrylic. So then I'm just throwing some lines in there with my gesso, making some streamlines, branchy looking things, adding a little gesso on it. I added gold too in the background, so I love my gold in my pictures, so I didn't want to miss that. I have my girls here. Finally I'm pulling these out, and I'm cutting them out. And for this My Giant Life this year, 2018, I wanted to keep the theme of this particular girl that I've collaged from a magazine from the beginning, and I just keep photocopying her and using her over and over. This time I cut her head, and I make her head tilt two different ways a little bit, and one of them I keep the natural way that I've had the first two canvases here. You see that I'm gluing that one down. This one I have her head straight up, have her wings both cut off on that one, and in this one I have her head up, but I tilt it just a little bit back, so it's just a little bit of a different position. And then I just Mod Podge those with DecoArt matte medium decoupage. Matte, not matte medium, matte decoupage. And I started painting here, and I'm like, this is not going to work. You can see through it too much. And so I have to go try to gesso over it, and then I just kind of grab my big brush and just totally gesso right over it, because it wasn't covering the way I wanted to, and I'm like, spending so much time. So then I need to brush gesso down some stumps, or what it would look like stumps right now, and I do a few layers, and I'm really crazy with the layers and let them be rough looking because they're supposed to be wood. And you can still see my trees in the background, which is perfectly the way I want it. I had fun with them anyways. So I'm putting down a little almond. I wasn't sure if I wanted the wood brown yet, so I just thought almond was not quite white. And as you could probably guess what I'm doing right about now, I am painting somewhat of a face here. I think you can guess what I am up to. If you guessed making a totem pole, I am. You're right. So I'm trying to make somewhat of a totem pole shape. It takes a while to come together, but this is a Western, like BC area, totem pole style. It's not our true, of course, totem pole, but it's a style of a Western American totem pole of the natives. So I'm trying to do a salmon and a bear-ish guy. So I add so many colors, and I'm just trying to make it look good. But I was researching a couple other totem pole type of things, so I do two more different styles of carved wood, not necessarily totem poles, but it's got the theme that I'm going for with the wood. So it takes a while because I'm doing layers and layers, and I'm making a painterly mess, which is great. Then I'm doing the wings up here, and then of course I don't like that, so I'm fixing that up. They're too haunting when they're supposed to be kind of just spread out. Not so creepy, haunting looking. They're supposed to be more of a eagle or something on top of a raven on top of a totem pole type of thing, not a haunting creature. Not a gargoyle. And so now I'm working on the next one. Now this is a Korean pole, and it's got the kind of Korean style painted face, it's carved, of course, when the Korean pole. And I was looking for different poles around the world, and those are the 3 that popped up that I can find. So this is a Korean style. It's inspired by the nice laughing face, and I do add more color to this. It's more in the brown wood tones. It wasn't not painted like the totem pole. Now this one I did with my Posca pen, the outline, because I wanted it to be a little bit more not perfected, because it doesn't look perfect, but more so you can see what it is. And this, if you guessed a tiki pole, that's what it is. It's a Hawaiian tiki wood carving, and that is another piece of wood. And so I'm getting that brown in there, and this is all a fluid acrylic from DecoArts that I'm using in here. So what I'm using actually is the English red. It's got a reddish brown, and I like that especially for the tiki. And then I add different tones and grays, and I just want it to be a little bit more colorful, but not too overly, because I wanted the North American totem pole to be more accurate in color, and then the rest be a little bit more accurate in color, which, although the Korean pole is not supposed to be so gray, I think it pulls it together. The picture that I've got the Korean pole from was so sun bleached that it could have been any color, I guess, to begin with. So those ladies are the top of the totem poles, and I suppose they are just whatever you want it to be. But I just want to keep the theme with my collage on top and give them a little bit different look. Same lady, moved their heads around a bit and worked on them, painted them up as well. So I'm having lots of fun with this. I'm still using the fluid acrylic. I'm using the red right now and white, making the pink cheeks. I go back and forth. It is, what kind of red is this? I think it's a cadmium. I can't say it, but it's really painted on the bottle, so I think that's what it is. Now I'm gessoing some hair, and I'm trying to make different styles of hair a little bit. I ended up shortening the one tiki girl's hair up a bit because I wanted them all to be a little bit different as well. And then I just continue. I'm having so much fun. So I go back and forth with paint and Posca pen and that kind of thing, and I'm really having fun with it. painting some teal eyes in them today. Usually I use a little bit of blue, but I used teal today, just a little bit more of a greeny blue. Painting the school bus yellow on their hair. And like I said, they're 3 different lengths. And then I end up rubbing a little bit of brown on there and making a nice texture highlight, low light with the brown that I'm using for my tiki, which is the English red, actually, not brown, but. And I'm just touching up her faces, their shirts, and all that kind of stuff. All the little details, going through it takes a while. Streaks and adding some of the other colors. I didn't want them to be totally black and white, so I did add the teal. I did add a little red and orange on one wings and a little red on the other, and just to kind of pull it together with the totem, and trimming that side that went overlap there, and doing up their faces there. I kind of didn't like the way her face was going. Now the faces are originally tilted like the first Korean pole, so the shading's really low on her face naturally, and then I photocopied it, and of course that's a little bit darker, so I gotta lighten it up a little bit more on this one. So I'm changing the shadows on the face, so it kind of makes it look a little funky, but I think it comes together anyway. Their faces, they're very pale people. Very pale in all these, but I like it. It's kind of my theme. And now I'm just adding details to kind of bring some of the colors together, even though I don't have normally there's not so many colors in these other totems, but I wanted to kind of not just have one bright one, so I just put a little color in all of them. I'm trying to make that salmon stick out, and it's like not sticking out like a salmon. So I'm trying different things here. It's a chalk kind of a marker, and it didn't look good, so then I ended up painting over it and going over with the brown, but it's okay because I think it worked. And I started going over some of the black with the brown wood on that totem, doing the eyes and outlining my fish a little bit better. Going back with the Poscas as well helped a lot. So it's just playing with it, tweaking it here and there until you're happy. That's what I did. My bear claws there. It was a kind of a messy painting, but it was so fun. There's where I put the hair highlights or lowlights. And the white really made my fish pop here, I think. I added my teeth for my fish. And then he started looking fishy. I was so happy. Yeah, little parts of the shirt that would have little pleats, I was adding those in to make it look a little bit more realistic, so it was kind of like highlights a little bit, or grayness in the shirt. Using the Posca pen and just kind of rubbing with my fingers did that really well. And I'm adding details in there, and it's nothing, like I said, this is not an exact of totem pole. It would be nothing like a real one, but I was trying to give the inspiration of one because I didn't feel like I wanted to to have fun with it. I didn't feel like I wanted to be perfected, like it to be perfect. It was just the idea of all the wood. That was my theme. So here it is done. I did do a glaze of, I did spray it with some spray sealer, and yeah. So I hope you guys like it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.